yourself the way that you want to be treated. You can't expect other people to love and respect you if you don't even love and respect yourself. The energy that you put out is the energy you receive. So if you don't set boundaries, take care of yourself, and let promises that you made promises you made to yourself slide, then those levels of disrespect that you tolerate, show yourself and show other people that it's okay to treat yourself like crap. And in return, that crap will be mirrored back onto you. Because babe, you don't see your value and see yourself worthy as someone of respect. So why would anybody else think that you are somebody who deserves to be treated to the highest regard when you don't even see yourself that way? Make it make sense. Hi sunshines, welcome back to my channel. My name is Avari and I am your spicy and savage Christian and TJ internet bestie, and my mission is to help you become the happiest, hottest, holiest, healthiest, and highest version of yourself. So now, without further ado, let's get into it. Before we get into the video, actually, I know my nails are usually always done, but they need a little rest break before I get my new set. First things first. Talk to yourself the way that you deserve to be talked to. Okay, so here's this analogy. If you wouldn't say whatever mean things that you're saying to yourself or thinking about yourself, like, I'm so ugly, I suck, I'm a loser, I can't do anything right, good things don't deserve to be happening to me, I deserve to be alone, blah, 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 etc. If you wouldn't say those things to another person or think those thoughts and then say those thoughts to another person, then why are you speaking or thinking them to and about yourself? And also, you have to think about your inner child. Every time that you criticize or berate yourself, you are criticizing and berating the little girl or boy who is still living inside of you. Imagine that you and your inner child, like if my 10-year-old self or whatever age were sitting right here, and every time that I say something nasty about myself or put myself down, I'm also putting that little Avari down too. If I wouldn't say that thing or think that thought about this child, then why would you say or think that thing to yourself? You don't go up to random strangers and point out their flaws, tell them everything that they're doing wrong, nitpick their appearance and etc. So why would you do that to yourself? What makes these people worthy of being spoken to with honor and respect, but you not? And I'm not saying never recognize when you did something wrong or made a mistake. What I am saying is to speak kindly to yourself. Speak to yourself like you're someone that you love and care about. You know, when you're writing your friends' birthday cards or you're complimenting them about something, start speaking about yourself in that regard. Tell yourself about how wonderful, amazing, successful, hot, baddie, fantastic, and exemplary you are. Don't be humble when it comes to complimenting yourself, recognizing your successes and accomplishments and being proud of yourself, because the very people who tell you to stay humble or be humble are the people who are trying to keep you small and in a box so you don't recognize your value and your potential. People who are telling you to be humble are the people who are profiting off of your smallness and your insecurities and So yes, compliment yourself and tell yourself affirmations every morning and evening, especially because that's when your subconscious is most awake and open to receiving them. And I'm gonna scooch over here. I have 2 affirmation playlists that you can listen to. One is PG-13, one is PG, because I'm Christian, so I don't always want to be listening to people cuss. But some of those songs have lyrics that are so bold and make me feel like such a powerful queen and baddie that I have to every once in a while. I know that other content creators have their own affirmation playlist, but mine is the best, 10 toes down, standing on it, and I am not afraid to say that because it's the truth. Number 2, next is to make a list, it can be physical or mental, of all of the ways that you either expect or would like people to treat you, and then treat yourself in that same regard. I prefer making physical lists, whether it's on paper. I use the reminders app. I'm not a fan of the notes app and I even deleted it Because, well, by making a physical copy of a list, it allows your subconscious, everything that is stuck inside there, to flow onto the paper, anything that is trapped that you wouldn't have brought to the surface otherwise, which makes the experience much more eye-opening versus you making a sorted, categorized list just in your head. So after you write out all the ways that you think other people should treat you, that you know and expect even other people to treat you, because you are a queen girl boss and you deserve to be treated like you're a walking goddess. Categorize everything that you have written and break it down into more detailed steps that you would think demonstrate as, oh, this person, me, is treating me with the love and respect that I deserve. So for an example, if it matters to you that other people care about the small details about you, you could write, remembering details that were brought up in a previous conversation and asking about them in the next conversation, bringing you your favorite coffee when you're having a rough day, or asking about projects that you have been working on and checking up on them. So to do these kinds of things for yourself, you would buy yourself the coffee whenever you feel like it. Do not worry about the price, because money is an infinite resource. And as long as you are thinking in scarcity, God is going to replicate that in your life. You could remember things about yourself that you really like and make a notable effort to do more of those things, or do things that you said that you would do that you never gotten to yet, and commend yourself on the progress that you've made accomplishing your goals, because that is a key step in showing yourself self-love. That seamlessly leads me to my next point, which is to celebrate your accomplishments. When you reach a milestone, reward yourself. Take yourself out to buy a treat that you like, buy a new book, buy a new clothing item or shoes or something that's been on your wish list, or take yourself on a trip. Doesn't have to be something monetary. It can even be something as allowing yourself to have a day doing all of your favorite things, or doing whatever you want, watching a movie that brings you joy and bliss, etc. Because I study neuroscience in my spare time, and studies have shown that when you reward yourself after doing a hard thing, that actually motivates you to continue going on your journey, because it's giving you dopamine and your brain loves to have that released. It also makes the journey more enticing, because it's not work, like the Fifth Harmony song. It's having some time to recognize the things that you have done along the way and treat yourself for them. So also be proud of yourself, even if nobody else or not many other people recognize the hard work and the success that you've had along the way. You know yourself better than anybody else. And by the way, if anybody claims that they know you more than you know yourself, that is narcissistic manipulation, and do not let that work on you. Unless, of course, they're spiritual, they study psychology, and you clearly have a lot of blind spots, but that's a different topic. You're allowed to celebrate yourself, and other people not celebrating you, that shouldn't be the reason why you haven't done anything for yourself, because who cares? They're out of the picture. Last time I checked, they're not the main character in your life. You are. They're just side characters, and it's up to you to decide what kind of role they're going to play in your life. So don't give them a promotion that they don't deserve, honey. So date yourself and spoil yourself like someone worth dating. And I know that sounds kind of cray-cray, but here's where I'm going with this. When you're in a relationship, and I can't say this from personal experience because I've been single my whole life, but when you're in a relationship, you only want the best for the other person. It makes your day seeing their face ignite with happiness and joy when you do things that bring them this source of gratitude. You pay attention to the little things about them, all of their quirks, details, and things that are special and unique that make them them. You hang on to every word they say and you make note of it to either talk about their passions in the future or to do the activities that they enjoy, etc. There's a lot of gibberish and jarble, I don't even know if that's a real word, that I can throw in here, but you get the point. Just say jargon. Jargon was the right word. Jarble is definitely not in the dictionary. Be as obsessed with yourself as you are obsessed with that other person. And if you've never been in a relationship, you kind of know where I'm going with this too, because we all know at least one person who is in a happy and healthy relationship, or at least I would hope so. And Meghan Trainor has a song called Treat Yourself. That was shuffled on my affirmation playlist while I was doing my makeup. And that song is such a vibe too. Your homework is to listen to that song and do exactly as she says. Treat yourself. Take yourself on solo dates. And if you do not have the confidence on that yet, find another YouTube video from another YouTuber, and that will give you actionable steps and the encouragement you need to build up the self-esteem to do that. But if you have been doing that, or even if you were to, that is such a power move of you. Buy yourself flowers. Make yourself boo and burr baskets. You do not need a boo to get a boo basket, okay? And write yourself love letters and birthday cards. I have done all of these things for myself. I have taken myself on dates. I made myself a boo basket last year. I've written myself cards on Valentine's Day, and I've spoiled myself on Valentine's Day for the past 3 years, I'm pretty sure. So to wrap that point up, just love yourself the way that you would love your partner, but not in that way, obviously. Validate your feelings and your opinions. When other people make you feel frustrated, aren't recognizing your feelings, take them for granted, walk all over them, or aren't showing you the level of respect and empathy that you wanted to receive from them, what I've learned is to tell yourself whatever you wish that other person would say to you. Be your own therapist and source of comfort. And yes, of course, if you're Christian, go to Jesus. And even if you're not, I highly recommend going to Jesus. He is the source of all peace and the healer of all problems. He will mend your heart in ways that you can't even and won't even be able to fathom. But outside of Jesus, be that own voice in your head, assuring you that everything's going to be okay, that reminds you that you are lovable and that what that other person, whatever they did or said to you, was not okay. And let yourself know that you're allowed to feel those feelings of pain, and that just because other people mistreat your feelings or neglect them does not mean you're not worthy of feeling them. They're valid because they're your feelings. Nobody else has the right or the authority to tell you otherwise. Reassure yourself, and that's kind of like a built-on point, a bridge point from the last point, but tell yourself that everything is going to be okay, and soothe yourself with whatever you need to hear to motivate you and remind you that everything always is working out in your favor and in your best interest. Anything to get you through the tough times, do it for yourself. Be your biggest cheerleader and hype girl. You do not need other people to comment on your Instagram posts for you to feel that you're beautiful. You do not need anybody else's opinion on which is the correct decision to make. And you do not need another person to vent to about how trashy this other person is for what they did to you. Because when nobody's got you, you've got you. You're the only person who has ever walked in your shoes, has known every thought you've ever have. I don't know what the past participle of think is, thought. You're the only person who has ever known every thought you have ever thought. The only person who has felt all of your emotions and has known every single intricate little reason why. So who is there better to validate yourself than you? Honor the commitments you made to yourself and be loyal to yourself. Self-trust is built and made by keeping the promises that you made to yourself. It's about discipline, yes, but it's also about devotion to whatever you're doing. You need to have this grit to not quit, knowing that whatever you say you're gonna do it. Like Nike, just do it. But you also have to have this passion and sense of enlightenment and fire about whatever you're doing. Letting yourself down is a form of self-abandonment. So even if in the moment you don't want to do whatever that thing is that you told yourself you're going to do that you know needs to get done, breaking that promise is only going to put it in your subconscious to know that you are not someone who is capable of keeping the promises that they made to themselves, and you're going to lose all sense of self-trust. And therefore, you won't believe yourself whenever you say that you're going to do something, because your mind knows, it pulls up receipts of past things that you have blown off and out of the water just because you didn't feel like doing it. And that's not how successful people are built. If you told yourself that you're going to go to bed an hour earlier to get more sleep, go to bed the hour earlier to get more sleep. If you told yourself you're going to eat the sauerkraut even though it's not your favorite and low-key stinks because you know it's good for your gut health and you need those fermented foods, eat the kimchi. If you told yourself that you're going to post a TikTok about a topic because you need to be putting those reps in to become a successful content creator, post a TikTok. And these are all examples of things in my personal life that I've been having to push myself to do because I know that it's going to benefit the future version of myself. And I can't become this highest version of myself without bridging the gap from the current version of myself. Eat healthily and take care of yourself. Your body is a temple. It's in Corinthians 6, I'm pretty sure 6:18-21. I'll put the verse up here. Anyways, it says that your body is a temple. Your body is not your own. God bought it for you. You were paid for with a price. So as a result, when you eat healthily, when you get enough sleep, and when you go to the gym to get your gains, you are honoring the Lord because it is His Spirit that is dwelling inside of you. Also, you don't get the butt you want by sitting on it. And I know this is so ironic because I'm sitting. But the point is that if you want to get those gains, you have to put in the work to do them. You can't just sit and expect to grow those muscles. You can't be like SpongeBob who puts on this, it's like a inflatable arm. That's not how it works. Also, I have to say this. If you really love yourself, or somebody who loves themselves doesn't fill their body with poison. And here's where I'm going with this. All of the processed foods that you see in supermarkets and fast food, like Burger King, McDonald's, Crumble even, and Starbucks, I learned the other day, oh my gosh. All of these processed foods, they are filled with chemicals and harmful substances, some that are even illegal, that by ingesting, it is like you are slowly killing yourself. I've seen a TikTok, or my mom posted on her Instagram the other day, it's a TikTok of what the blending powder in the new Starbucks drinks is. So it's a powder, but blended on its own, it turns into this like putty like paste. It looks like stretchy, it looks like slime. I was gonna say Play-Doh, it looks like slime. Bread and Subway, it has a material in it that's found in yoga mats and crumble cookies, and you can even look on their website. It has, I think it's like propylene or something like that. It's an ingredient that's found in gasoline, and every time you go there and have a cookie you have a cookie haul, cooking tasty haul, you're eating gasoline, my love. So every time you ingest those SHITTY foods, it's like every day you are slowly taking drops of poison which cause cancer, heart disease, liver failure, tumors, Alzheimer's, all of these diseases, I guess. I'm talking while I'm thinking, so you can literally see the wheels or the gears spinning in my head as I'm saying all this stuff to you guys. And the goal of society, do you really think that society wants you to be this flourishing human being who is living up to their fullest potential, who is in alignment with God and is vibrating so high that they are in this state of enlightenment? Absolutely not. People are controllable when they are sick and unhappy. So don't eat shit, because You are what you eat, and thank you next. Don't be so critical of yourself and hard on yourself, because you are your worst critic. You will see flaws and point out minor discrepancies in yourself that if you were to show the other person and tell them, oh, this is what's wrong with this photo, this is what's wrong with this project I put together, this is why I don't feel pretty going out today, they probably wouldn't have even noticed them, because they are these small, intricate, scrupulous little details that they don't see in you, because their perception of you is focused on your soul, not the shell of the person you are that is encompassing it. There's also a difference between constructive criticism and tearing yourself apart. Constructive criticism is focusing on the solution, how you can make yourself better, what you can do next time so that thing doesn't reoccur and bring itself back into your reality. On the other hand, trashing yourself and putting yourself down is absorbing and relishing in the problem. You are not getting anywhere. You're just repeating how horrible and how hateful you are of yourself or whatever you did. And that's not going to get you anywhere except being a miserable shell of a human being. And perfectionism is a form of imposter syndrome, because the only reason why everything needs to be flawless and immaculate is because you secretly think or subconsciously think that you're not good enough to be there. So you have to stretch yourself to exceed your expectations, because these other people are so far ahead of you and above you, and that they're better than you. They are on the pedestal, which is why you feel behind, and you need to push yourself to your limits so you can be even close to the same level as them. And lastly, be your own best friend, which is the epitome of self-love. Get to know yourself at your core and truly love the person you are, even the parts of you that are unhealed or parts of yourself that you don't deem as lovable. You know that you've made it and that your self-concept is unshakable and even a little narcissistic, not gonna lie, to the point where you know that you love your mistakes, the way that you make them, the way that you pick yourself up from them. You love how you heal, how you cope, how you recover, how you think, how your personality is wired, how you were created by God. You think you're so beautiful, you know your worth, and you know what you put to the table as well. So when you are obsessed with yourself, because there's nothing wrong with self-obsession unless it is taken to a way where it is in like an unhealthy pride type sense, because pride is the, I believe the verse is, pride comes before a fall, and pride is the reason why Satan fell from the sky like lightning and is now, or was an angel and became the devil. It's not selfish to love yourself and to call yourself self-obsessed and to act self-obsessed, to put yourself before other people, because again, the same people who are calling you selfish for setting boundaries and for putting yourself first are the same people that benefit from you having no boundaries and from putting yourself last. That is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new and even recognized areas where you could be loving yourself more so you can treat yourself the way that you deserve to be treated. I'm not talking about giving yourself princess treatment. No way. Give yourself dream girl treatment. I have linked all of my socials in the description if you are interested in becoming closer friends. And with all that said, I love you guys so much, but Jesus loves you more, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.